Hello, everybody. Okay, today's live will be different. Okay, you can see my hair is not very gel up. Okay, I'm doing a live like the raw for you guys. Okay, it's not gonna be a very filtered, not be gonna be a very like well dressed Papa. Okay, because Papa is going to sleep soon. Papa's going to sleep soon, so Papa doesn't have time to gel his hair. So we're gonna do a very raw Q&A session for you guys. Okay, so today we have two topics we want to talk about. Okay, we either go with talking about Harry's milk time, or we're gonna do the topic of the Pampers. Okay, so guys, tonight I will only be answering uh Q&A on these two topics, okay, because we want to be specific. Okay, I want to share some of my knowledge and tips with you guys in terms of only two topics today. First, we have the milk bottle, or anything to do with milk, guys, milk, or drinking of milk. Okay, and also the Pampers, anything to do with Pampers related. Okay, so drop your questions below in the chat. Okay, drop your question below in the chat. If I see your question is good, I'll pin it up, and also we will do a quick Q&A on it. Okay, how's that sound? Does that sound good? Okay, yeah, I apologize for my hair tonight because it looks a little bit down. It's because I'm going to sleep soon. Okay, so I don't have time to actually gel my hair, but who cares? I don't really care how I look. I just want to go live with you guys. Okay, so drop your questions in the comment section, then we'll do a Q&A, guys. Okay, either milk or something to do with poo poo or Pampers, stuff like that. Okay, let's see. Let's see, is there any question, guys? Is there any question? Okay, how about this? I'll do the first question. Okay, then you got time to think about the question you would like to ask. Okay, so I'll start off the Q&A, guys. I'll start off the Q&A. So it's something that a lot of viewers ask me on. So let's see. Okay, how much milk Harris drink? Oh, just a second, guys. Just a second, guys. Oh, baby needs. Just a second, guys. Just a second. It's lagging. It's lagging. It's lagging, guys. Why can't I answer? Sorry, guys. Something stuck. Why can't I do this? Why can't I do this? Ah man, I'm sorry, guys. Something is wrong with my camera is lagging, so I need to change to the Wi-Fi. Yeah, my camera is lagging. How much milk do baby need? Ah man, some something is wrong with the chat, guys. Oh my gosh, something wrong with the chat. How about this? How about this? Um. Uh. Does Harry's likes how old is Harry's? 1 2 months. Okay, let's try this out. Let's try this out. Okay, come on, let's take a guess. Let's take a guess, guys. Let's see how many get it right. Okay, we'll give you a minute. We'll give me a minute. Okay, we'll do some multiple choice question. Okay, we'll do a multiple choice question. Oh, it's getting hot here. It's getting hot. Wow, it's so hot here, guys. Okay, so we'll do a fun poll session since I can't do a Q&A. So I think it'll be a fun and engaging session. Okay, so keep your question coming in. Okay, if your question is good, then we'll put it on the this section. Okay, so the question for today is, how old is Harris? Okay, how old do you think he is? Is he 1 years old, or is he 1 year or 2 months? It's close, but it makes a difference. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, please leave it in the chat. Okay, we'll go for the any good question that we want to know, or that need to be answered. Okay, keep your question coming, guys. It's a Q&A session with Papa tonight. Hello guys, hello guys. Okay, once we reach 100 votes, okay, we'll call it even. I mean, we'll call it the end of the vote. How do you get him to sleep? Okay. I think this is a very good questions. So later we'll do a poll on this. Yeah, okay. So 74% of you got it right. Harris is actually 1 years old and 2 months. Okay, that was the easy one, right? That's the easy one. Okay, let's do another one. Okay. Let's see. How does Harris sleep? With Papa? With Mama? Um how? Let's see. Maybe um okay. Okay. Come, let's try this. Let's try this. Okay. Only a true Harris fan will know this. How does Harry sleep? Okay, we have with Papa, by himself, with Mama, or does he need to be carried to sleep? Okay. So yeah, so the backstory of this is, um if you check out my latest video, we did a video on, we went to a hotel in China, and they didn't provide the baby cot. Okay, so this poll is actually like, his normal days, guys. His normal days, not really his the one that we went to China, but on a daily basis. How does Harry sleep? Make a guess, guys. Make a guess. And later I'll explain how we do it. Okay, I'll explain how we do it. um Okay, so apparently there's a lot of you guys that voted. Okay, we'll go to 150 votes. Okay, before I do the explanation. Okay, so yeah, just keep the question coming in, and we if your question is good, I'll choose your question to be put up on the poll. Okay, and I'll give you guys a shout out. Okay, for whoever does a good question. Okay, I'll give you guys a shout out, and also I'll put your question on the polling board. Okay, once we reach 150 votes, we will review the answer, and I'll give the explanation on why we decided to choose this method and not the rest. Okay, Mama's gonna be very sad because Mama only got 9%. Okay, so keep the question coming, and I'll answer you guys. Let's see. Okay, it's already 150 votes. Okay, so the answer is Harry sleeps by himself, guys. Harry sleeps by himself. Harry doesn't need to be carried. In fact, Harry doesn't like to be carried. Okay, so we'll go each of the questions. I mean, we'll go explaining each of the answers. Okay, he doesn't sleep with Papa because Papa snores. Okay, Papa snores. Papa make funny noises during my sleep. So Harris will get waken up every time he sleeps with Papa. So sleeping with Papa is a no. Okay, so by himself is the best choice we chose because since Harris was a newborn, he normally sleeps by himself in his baby cot or baby bed, whatever you want to call it. But Harris prefer to sleep by himself, and he actually sleeps longer. With Mama, it's a no, because uh, Mama doesn't really like to sleep with Harris because it will be very, very pressure for her. She told me. She said that she prefer to sleep in a separate room. So that's our own preference, our own personal choice. Okay. So the last one, it was quite close. Okay. Uh, in the beginning, we chose not to carry Harry to sleep because it it will become a habit. Okay. I do know some parents actually carry their baby to sleep. Okay. So it's actually a very I wouldn't say it's a bad habit, but it's like your own choice. Okay, if you, let's say, you want to carry your baby to sleep, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, but babies are very adaptable. Okay, once you start carrying them, they expect you to carry them every time. Okay, so but for us, it's our own choice that we don't choose to carry because we don't want it to be a habit. So it's also our own personal choice. Okay. Okay, so these are the explanation to the answers. Okay, so any good question, guys? Any good question? Okay, I think that was very insightful. Okay, let's. Oh, that's a poll completed. Yeah, yeah. That's done. Okay, so I'll push the bottles and pampers away. Just ask anything. Okay, let's see any good question that we can answer together. And we'll learn together. We learn tonight. Is all about learning to be a better parent. I'm still learning myself. Uh, let's see. um. Okay. I think this is not bad. Um. Okay, when is Harry's bedtime? Okay, let's do this. Let's do this, guys. I think this is a very, very good question. I assume it's nighttime. Okay, I assume it's nighttime. What time is Harry's bedtime? Okay, so we'll do this question Q&A now. Let's see. PM. Let's see. 10, maybe 9. 9. Okay. Okay, let's do this, guys. Let's do this, guys. Okay. Can you see, guys? Okay, what time is Harry's bedtime? Okay, we have four choices. Okay, so just a little background. Harry is 1 years old and 2 months. Okay, so the question is, what time is Harry's bedtime? Okay, we have 6 p.m., we have 7 p.m., we have 9 p.m., and we have 10 p.m. Okay, so yeah, shout out to Omba Boomba for the question. Okay, it's a good question. It's a good question. Okay, before I became a parent, or before this, I didn't know like what time a baby should sleep. Okay, so I did my own research. I found a lot of like the logic behind why it's such, and I'll explain to you one by one for each option. Why did we choose only one? We have a fixed routine every day. We make sure we follow it every day so that it doesn't mess up with our routine. Yeah, so let's see. Okay, there seems to be a lot of votes coming in, so maybe we'll reach about 200 votes before I review the answer, guys. Before I review the answer. Yeah, I'll go through every option to let you all know the reasoning behind why we choose only one. Omba Bomba. Shout out to Omba Bomba for the question. Yeah, guys, just make a wild guess. Okay, we have 30 more votes till we review the answer, and I'll explain to you guys. Okay, if you get it right, good for you. Means to say that, I mean, there's no right or wrong answer. It's just why we choose it, and I'll explain to you why we choose it, because every parent raise their child differently. So this is my own choice. Okay, this is me and Mama's. We come to an agreement that we choose this option. Okay, we already reached 200 votes. Okay, let's review the answer. Okay, so basically the answer is actually 7 p.m. and 32% of you guys got it right. Say congratulations for those that choose 7 p.m. And let me go through one by one why we choose 7 p.m. as the lucky number. It's not 6 7, it's not 7 6, it's 7, just 7 p.m. Okay, so basically 6 p.m. for us is too early. Okay, the reason is because Harry sleeps 12 hours. Okay, he normally sleeps from it's either from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. or 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Okay, so if he sleeps at 6 p.m., he'll be expected to waking up at 6 a.m. And 6 a.m. is a bit too early for us. And normally when we go to work or when it's very difficult for us to make sure he sleeps at 6 p.m. A various reason is because Harris needs to eat his dinner. Okay, Harris needs to eat his dinner. He normally eats his dinner at about 5 or 5:30. Okay, and normally Harris gets his um sh- a bath time at 6 p.m. So 6 p.m. is a bit too early, and it's very difficult to actually accommodate that kind of lifestyle to Harry's routine. So 6 p.m. is too early. For 7 p.m. is normally Harry's bedtime. Okay, so for those that choose 7 p.m., that's the answer we are looking for. 7 p.m. is a great time because 6 p.m. is normally the time that we shower him. At 6:30 p.m., Harris will drink his milk. Okay, by 7 p.m., he'll be at bed. 7 p.m. is great because we do a daily routine with Harris. He sleeps from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. So that's 12 hours. So Harris wakes up at 7 a.m. So that's perfect. Okay, that's perfect. It really, really, I think that's the most comfortable timing that we choose. For 9 p.m. and 10 p.m., it's a bit too late. Okay, I did a lot of research about this. Most babies at 1 years old, I would say like most babies from newborn even up to 1 or 2 years old, they should sleep at between 7 to 8. 7 to 8 is the sweet spot for babies. Okay, so if you have a baby at home, try to let them sleep at between 7 to 8 p.m. That's the perfect timing for them. Okay, so if they sleep at 8 p.m., then they will be expected to wake up at 8 a.m. Okay, that's how we do it in our house. We want it to be a consistent routine because babies like consistency. Babies like consistency. So yeah, so the answer is 7 p.m. is the perfect timing. So if you have a baby at home, try to go for 7 or 8 p.m. maybe. Okay, how about that? Okay, we'll close this. We're done with the poll. Okay, any more question, guys? Any more question? Okay, if your question is chosen, I'll give a shout out to your name as well. Okay, so let me look through the chat, to see any nice um question we can go through together. We learn together. The question and answers I give tonight is not really like black and white correct answer. It's just our own opinion and also our own experience that we've been through together. Are you Malaysian? Yes, I'm Malaysian. Is there any question, guys? Is there any question? How many toys does Harris have? I think the toys. He has a lot of toys, so I can't really put that as a question. Yeah, he's too many toys. Okay, let's see. Any question, guys? Any legit question? Come on, guys. I'm sure you guys have a good question you would like to know, right? Isn't it any question? Okay, if there's no good question, I'll come up with the question myself. See whether you guys know. Let me think. 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 Okay, okay, okay. Let's see. 6 7. Okay, okay. Let's do it. Let's do it. Um. How many solids meal Okay, okay. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, okay. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, so we're going through the question now. Okay, so just make a wild guess, guys. How many solids or meal does Harris have in a day? Okay, the solids that I'm mentioning now is actually main meal. Okay, snack doesn't count. You know, snacks like biscuit, fruits, or even like mostly biscuit. Biscuit doesn't really count as a meal. You know, solid meal. How many meal does Harris have in a day currently? Make a wild guess, guys. Make a wild guess. Don't get six or seven. You know, based on this, guys. Based on this, you know, we have zero, one, two, three. Okay. After you guys answer it, I'll give the logic behind it. Okay. So this, you know, when you come to my live session, you get to learn stuff. You know, you get to learn stuff. Or I would say we get to learn together. You know, it's a discussion. And if there's any experienced parents in this chat, you know, that's great. You know, you can share your opinion. We can discuss together. But if let's say you're not a parent, you're just a kid, you know, you're just curious about your baby brother or baby sister, this is a perfect life to be. You know, you get to learn stuff. You get to tell your mom, you know, she should eat the how many sessions a day, kind of stuff like that. Okay, we wait until 200 votes, then we will review the answer, guys. We'll review the answer, and I'll share you with you guys my logic. Okay, okay. So we reached 200 votes. Okay, the answer is two times a day. Okay, but of course the ideal times. Okay, let me give you the logic, guys. Harris eats two times a day, but let me tell you why it's not ideal. Okay, so zero times a day is only for babies. Okay, babies below 6 months old shouldn't have any solid. Okay, so I've seen a lot of parents that give solid to the baby before 6 months. Okay, I mean that's totally up to the parent. Okay, but the best practice is below 6 months no solid. Okay, only after 6 months you start your first solid. Okay, so for Harris is only is he's already 1 years old and 2 months, so definitely it's not a zero. One solid meal a day, that's too little. Okay, whether you're a baby or a toddler, that's too little. Okay, minimum I think it will be two. Okay, that will be breakfast and also lunchtime. Okay, so it's between breakfast and lunchtime there'll be two meals. Okay, so Harris currently have two meals. Okay, why do I say it's not perfect? Because three meals is actually the perfect meal. Why am I saying this? Is because when Harris becomes a toddler, he is trying to become like from a baby to a toddler. They are trying to mirror or to follow the normal meals that a adult eats. Okay, an adult eats three meals a day, which is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So the baby, when they become a toddler, they are working towards eating the same meals as an adult. Okay, so which is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So the ideal perfect timing of the meal, the transition period will be to go towards the three meals a day for toddlers, you know, from a baby to a toddler. Okay, currently Harris is only having two meals a day. It's because um yeah, we are actually transitioning, you know, we are actually transitioning because he just turned 1 years old, guys. So we are actually moving towards three meals a day. So previously we only give like snacks during the evening time. So we are actually trying to give a proper dinner, you know, proper dinner before bedtime. Okay, but make sure dinner is the least amount of food, because babies when they eat too full during the nighttime, it's very difficult to sleep. You know, it's they will have some kind of like indigestion and stuff like that. So make sure dinner time is the least amount of food. Okay, okay, guys. I hope that makes sense. How many meals, liquid and solid, does he have per day? Um, okay, maybe I'll just answer the question without a poll. Okay, so if you guys have any question, let me answer it directly. Okay, so Boeing asks how many meals, liquid and solid, does Harris have per day? So Harris have two meals a day. plus snack in the evening. In terms of milk, there'll be one milk. That's a total of 2 to 3 bottles of milk. That will be around 400 to 500 ml of milk. Okay. Yeah. So I hope that answer your question. Okay, done. We done. We done with this question. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, guys. It was a bit technical. Okay. You guys can answer any other ask any other question that is more simple. Okay. Okay. I have one. I have how many times? Let me see. Let me see whether you guys know this. Uh, wait. Give me a second, guys. How many times Paris nap during the day? Okay, zero, one, two, three. Okay, so we have a question. How many times does Harry snap during the day? Okay, make a wild guess. Okay, I'm talking about normal days, guys. I'm not talking about like um times when he's sick or time when he's teething or times when he doesn't feel well. This this question is solely for times that he is normal. Normal and without any problem. Okay, so let's see how many. Let's see whether you guys can guess it correctly and the reasoning behind for each option. Okay, we'll go through it each option one by one. This is a little bit of knowledge for you guys. If you have a little brother or a little sister or you are a parent yourself, okay, we can have this kind of discussion during this life. Okay, I think it's very useful to actually discuss together. Because I can tell you, being a parent, right? There's no there's no hard right or wrong. Okay, it's all based on experience and based on, of course, the child itself. And there's no like a rule saying you shouldn't do this or rule you shouldn't do that. The best is actually the to do what's best for the baby. Okay, but so these are just guides, guides and also reference that you can take note of. Okay, so we will wait until there's 200 votes. Then we will reveal the answer and also the logical explanation behind these answers. All right. Okay, we wait for 200 votes. In the meantime, we'll keep the question coming in and we'll discuss it together. Okay, because I'll be ending my life shortly. It wouldn't because I'm pretty tired, as you can see. So I will only be doing this. Will be the last final question, or maybe I'll take one more. Okay, I'll take one more question. Okay, so keep the question coming in. I'll answer just one more question, okay, before we call it a day. Okay, okay, yeah. So we reached 200 votes. Okay, so the answer is Harry takes 2 naps a day. Okay, so um the logic behind this is zero nap is confirmed no. Every baby must have naps in the afternoon. Okay, for Harry's age, 1 years old, Harry's might need to have 2 to 3 hours of nap every single day. Okay, the reason is because if Harry doesn't sleep, he gets very cranky and very angry. So Harry needs at least 2 to 3 hours of sleep. Okay, one time a day is too, how to say, it's too difficult because Harris normally stays awake about 3 hours. So if he wakes up at 7 a.m., he probably needs to sleep at 10. Okay. If he only takes one nap a day, that's gonna be quite stressful for him to last up to 7 in the nighttime. Okay. But listen to me, guys. Okay. Currently Harris sleep twice a day, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. But as he transitions from a baby to a toddler, Harris will need to to tune it to sleep only once a day. Okay, so I don't know whether you notice most of the toddlers they only have nap only once a day. Some toddlers don't even have a nap during the day. Okay, so most toddlers sleep only once a day, and normally they sleep about 1 to 2 hours. Okay, so which is normally the normal required time for a toddler or a baby. You would say from 1 years old like Harris, it will be around 2 to 3 hours. Okay, so um yeah, as Harris grows older as a to become a toddler, he will require he will be able to sleep he will be able to stay awake longer. Okay, so if Harry is able to stay awake longer up to 4 or 5 hours, that means to say that he only requires one nap a day. Okay, so if let's say your baby or let your say your baby brother doesn't even feel tired during the morning session. Okay, let's say your baby or your brother wakes up at about 7 or 8. Okay, but he can able to play and stay awake up to 2. Okay, then that's the time where the toddler only needs one nap a day. Okay, so it really depends on the baby or the toddler. Okay, so this is how we try to adjust the routine based on the needs of the baby or the toddler. Okay, I hope that answer the question. Okay, 3 times a day is actually too much. Okay, um, here's a very important tip that I learned through experience, guys. Don't let your baby sleep too long in the daytime. If the baby sleep too much in the daytime, the baby will wake up constantly at night, or not able to sleep properly during the nighttime because they have so much rest in the daytime. Okay, daytime is supposed to let the baby like burn a lot of energy and also move around more so that they get the rest well at night. Okay, so don't let your baby sleep too much in the daytime. Now that's my own opinion, guys. Okay, so we'll answer one more question, guys. Okay, we'll answer one more question to do a poll, and we'll call it a night. Okay, so keep the question coming in. I'll choose one now. Okay, I'll choose one now. Okay, I really hope you guys learn something, or maybe like, you can share anything that you know that maybe I don't know. I'm not like a guru or anything. I just learning from experience as well. Let's see. Any question, guys? Any question? Last question, guys. Okay, if there's no question, I'm going off the live, guys. Okay, it's supposed to be a last question. Okay, if there's no question, I'm just going off the live now. Okay, I think this is a good. I would assume gadget will be screen time. Okay, let's I think this topic is something that has been a very strong debate. um okay, let's do on screen time, guys. And let me explain the logic behind it. Just give me a sec, guys. Okay. Okay, I think this topic is very interesting. Okay, so what is the best age for screen time, guys? What's the best age for screen time? Like, how many of you feel is 6 months? How many of you feel is 1 years old? And how many of you feel is 2 years old? Okay, so I did some research on this, and I really strongly believe there's no right or wrong. Okay, I mean, they've been doing a lot of research about this, and I believe that, you know I don't think there's like a very clear answer. They can do how many research they want, but I don't think there's a very clear evidence what's the best answer is. But um I will share with you my thoughts, and also what I know from the so-called best practices. Okay, so we'll wait until 200 votes before we review what I think. And you guys can share in the chat like what you guys think about screen time for babies. 5 year. Okay, so some people say 5 years old at least. Okay, so any more thoughts on this? Okay, you can either drop it in the comments, but if let's say you don't feel like commenting anything, you can also vote your answer. Okay, so some people say 5 years old, 6, 7. I mean, you 67, what, 67 years old, or what, or 6 years old, 10 years old, 5 years old, 10 years old. Wow, you guys are even better parents than me. You know, I feel even just 2 years old is actually a very long time. You know, to wait till you can give your baby a screen. You know, many of you say 5 years old. Okay, 8 years old. Wow. Okay, we reached 200 votes. Then we review the answer. Okay, that's a logical explanation behind this. For no age is perfect for kids. Um, they should use phone in 11 or 12 years old. True, true. But okay, for this specific question, it's just on screen time, guys. Screen time. And I'll show you, I'll throw in the experience that we've been through in China. Okay, we actually let Harris watch screen time in China. Surprisingly, okay, I'll let you know why. I'll let you know why. I have my reason. I have my reason. Okay. So the answer is, based on a lot of research papers, the best practice is actually 2 years old, guys. If let's say really you would want to let your baby watch screen time just for a little while, maybe like a 5 minutes kind of thing, it should be the least minimum 2 years old and above, guys. Okay, so let me explain the logic. Okay, 6 months of definitely is too young. 6 months is because the baby's brain is still growing, the baby's brain is still developing. So the reason you shouldn't give your baby 6 months screen time is because that will actually make their brain lose focus and cause them to be overstimulated. So if they're already used to, imagine you let your baby watch screen time, you know, from day to night. You know, they only know how to process fast and quick information or visual. Okay, so they will get very bored of the real reality. You know, they'll be living in a virtual world where they always only see screen time like that. Especially nowadays, we have like shorts and everything. There's no advertisement, guys. It's only, you know, non-stop from day to night kind of scrolling. So it's not very good for babies under 6 months. As for 1 years old, it's the same. Okay, the best age is, based on a lot of research paper I saw, is 2 years old, guys. We actually did let Harris watch screen time. We tried, you know. Let me tell you a story, guys. We were in Beijing, right? We were in Beijing, and we were traveling in a van. You see, and Harris, he was very very cranky. Okay, he wasn't getting enough of sleep in the van, so he was like screaming throughout the journey. Okay, and we had no choice. You know, we said, okay, you know what, you know, we want to stop the screaming. This We tried everything. We gave milk, we gave food, everything. Okay, but Harry just kept screaming. Okay, so were like thinking, okay, why not we just try giving Harry a screen time, maybe just 5 minutes. Okay, but surprisingly, Harry wasn't interested in the screen time. Okay, because we never let him watch screen time at home, never. So that was like the first time Harry saw the screen. He was like, what on earth is that? You know, he's like looking at the screen, he doesn't understand anything. Okay, the thing was moving around, the cartoon was moving. He showed zero interest. Harry showed zero interest in the screen. So that's when we realized, you know, it's really comes down to the habit of, like, if let's say you see a baby that like keep watching the screen, it shows that even at home, the baby will normally watch screen. Okay, but for Harris, he doesn't like screen time because we've been always very strict at home to not allow screen time. We try our very best to avoid it. Okay, but sometimes, you know, we do understand, and we as parents, okay, I'm sure most parents will understand that you need a breather. You need to take a shower, you need to do your own stuff, your baby is crying and everything. You have, you know, you feel very very stressed out and just need some kind of personal time. Yeah, so I don't think screen time is entirely bad. Okay, but it's just the duration, the length you let your baby watch it. Okay, and of course, if let's say it's below 2 years old, I think you just should control it. That's what I feel. Okay, that's what we try to practice with Harry's. Maximum also will be 2 minutes or 5 minutes, not longer than that. Okay, yeah, it's difficult to have to take care of a baby without screen time. Yeah, I know no screen time is very bad in the early age. I mean, that's a very constant debate about this topic, and I believe there's no right or wrong answer. But make a poll. Yeah, but that's my opinion, guys. Okay, that's my opinion. But you know, just do what is best for your family. Okay, do what is best for your child and your own mental health. Okay. Yeah, okay. So I think that's all for today, guys. Okay. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave it to the next live. Then we can do the same Q&A session. Okay. It's been fun with you guys. Okay. If you really like, so by the way, for those that just joined or those has been in the live, okay, my name is Edwin. I do daily parenting content and provide some kind of insight for new parents and also for how to take care of a baby. So if you like the content you're seeing, okay, please remember to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video or live. Okay, bye guys. Have a good night's sleep. Thanks for joining the live, everyone. See you guys. Bye guys.